Welcome back to Rattlesnake TV, guys. Today, I've got a new segment for you. I'm going to be doing a weekly roundup of some of the news stories from around the world. Some of the stories will be serious, some of the stories will be funny, but basically what I want to do is give everybody a short, sharp, and hopefully entertaining version of events. And if you guys want to hear more about the stories, you can go look them up. So first story comes out of Mexico. Ovidio Guzman Lopez, who is the son of renowned Sinaloa drug cartel boss El Chapo, has been arrested this week. And it's not the first time the Mexican authorities have detained him. Back in 2019, he was arrested for a brief period of time, but the carnage was so chaotic on the streets of Mexico that they actually caved to the Sinaloa cartel's demands and released him. This time, however, they're hoping to keep him locked up. But as suspected, there's already been bedlam on the streets of Culiacan. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has signed into law a very controversial statute that expands the government's power to regulate media groups and journalists. This comes despite the objections of media unions who warn that this could have a chilling effect on free speech in the country. Furthermore, Jordan Peterson tweeted that the Ontario College of Psychologists has demanded that I submit myself to a mandatory social media recommunication training with their experts for, amongst other crimes, retweeting Pierre Poilievre and criticizing Justin Trudeau and his political allies. This could mean that Peterson loses his license to practice as a psychologist. Dr. Peterson has confirmed that he will be challenging this, and I think that it goes without saying that there's more chance of me flapping my arms and flying away from this desk right now than there is of Jordan Peterson attending this struggle session. YouTube star and boxer Jake Paul has signed with the PFL, the Professional Fighters League.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You read the title correctly. I've officially signed as an MMA fighter to the fastest growing sports league in the world. The PFL, baby.
This is the most recent chapter of a long-standing feud between Jake Paul and UFC President Dana White. And I'm not sure if this is just absolutely perfect timing, but Dana White this week was caught on camera slapping his wife, and it made headlines everywhere, and he's been receiving criticism left, right, and center. And then just a few days later, in the middle of this absolute shitstorm, Jake Paul announces that he's signed with PFL, and basically that he wants to challenge the UFC for the title of biggest MMA organization in the world. And while this is a big ask, fighter pay has been a massive problem in the UFC, and it is something that PFL and Jake Paul have promised to address.
Our fighters will be receiving 50% of the revenue. Yes, you heard that correctly. A true 50-50 partnership with fighters that still allows them to be individuals and even monetize their own sponsorship deals, which, as we know, isn't allowed in the UFC. You have to do what you're told and wear what you're told and promote what you're told.
So time will tell if they're able to attract the sort of talent to rival the UFC. Now, Prince Harry, who is always complaining about his lack of privacy,
the private life has to be private,
has this week released his book. The book contains details about him shagging a bird in a field behind a pub, the drugs he's used, and what his penis looks like. Thanks for that, Harry. He also tells a harrowing story about how his older brother threw him to the ground. Now, I have an older brother and a younger brother. And growing up in a house of 3 boys, I ate more knuckle sandwiches and had more wedgies than I've had hot dinners. But maybe the dynamics are a bit different in Buckingham Palace. And lastly, Harry claims that he killed 25 people whilst serving in Afghanistan. Now let's get on to the recent stories from the clown world. Vice News report that a man legally changed his gender to gain custody of his kids. Trans groups are concerned.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Furthermore, it's also racist to like big butts. This satirical article by Kat Rosenfield discusses a book called Butts, A Backstory by Heather Radke, a book that tells you why you are racist for liking big bums. And if this is the new standard, then this is a hill that I'm willing to die on. Take me to the gulags now, lock me up, and throw away the keys, because I will not repent. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think below, guys. What should I call this news segment, and what kind of stories would you like to hear about? I look forward to hearing your feedback. Until next time, I'm Jake, and this is Rattlesnake TV.